Good afternoon. Today is Wednesday, August the 30th. The time right now in Singapore is 1:37 in the afternoon. Now, overnight, we continue to see equity prices continue to edge higher, which is within expectation. Now, we can see that in the as far as economic numbers are concerned, last night we have the release of the job number, which is basically a job opening and labor turnover survey. We suggest that the number has been pointing towards a shrinking labor force. And in terms of job openings, they are becoming less and less, and this is fitting into the narrative in which the Federal Reserve is trying to destroy jobs, and that is that of course support the narrative that the inflation that we are facing is definitely going to be getting a lot more difficult to control, because unless jobs get destroyed, as far as the Fed is concerned, inflation is highly unlikely to come down. So the job number that we saw last night was actually one of the lowest since March of 2021. So we can see that this number is again fitting into the narrative. So overnight, we can see prices in equity market continue to rise, on the hope that the September FOMC will not see a rate hike. In fact, market analysts is suggesting that the September-November FOMC may not see a rate hike, and the risk of one last rate hike is actually quite great, leading into the December month, in which we're going to expect one last FOMC meeting in December before we close the market for Christmas. So that is the market sentiment right now. We can see the Dow Jones Industrial Average in the micro E-mini futures has already rallied to just under 35,000, and this is within the bracket of prices that should actually see some kind of returns of selling interest. That bracket is 34,861 to 35,049, as you can see on the chart here. I do expect a resumption of the decline below 34,000 towards perhaps 33,650 to 33,850 levels. So let's watch out for that possibility here, okay? And in the S&P 500, we can see that S&P 500 continue to edge even higher compared to the Dow Jones itself. Overnight, we have the rally to 4,514 even, and then this is again within my expectation. I did mention that there is a possibility market may actually go beyond into the 4,483 and 3/4 to 4,505 even, and this is basically where the market is right now. The market is just hovering just below this swing low here, swing high here, and it could actually cause a fake move. Just watch out for a fake move. I do expect prices to come back down again, because we have finished a very symmetrical three-wave rally into this bracket of prices, and is currently vulnerable to extend lower towards the weekend itself. And over in the Nasdaq 100, we also saw a three-wave rally, but however, this three-wave rally has not really been quite symmetrical compared to the S&P 500. So there is the risk that the market may actually can go even higher to 15,440 to 15,560 levels. But again, there is this swing low here that is going to be a pivot line. I do expect this pivot line to hold. I mean to say that there will be no penetration of this line. Now, this line is a 15,481, 484 and a half. So ideally, we do not see a challenge of this level, and the market turn back down immediately. That will be the best outcome as far as technically speaking. Then that will fit into the scenario that we are looking into a five-wave decline. Okay. However, if the market do overlap into this 15,484 and a half levels, then the five-wave down scenario will be invalidated, and we will have to look for new confirmation of a new pattern. Okay. And over in Asia, as far as the Hang Seng is concerned, Hang Seng has actually went up slightly beyond my estimated range of targets, and I have an original target at 18,509 to 18,678. Market went up to a high of 18,694 and then turned back down. So again, we have a symmetrical three-wave rally, which suggests that perhaps the top is already in at 18,694, and the market should resume its decline from 20,421 below the 17,000 that we 17,000. Let me see what's the level here. 17,539 that we saw last week. Initial target is probably somewhere around the 16,000 level. Okay, so do watch out for another extended downturn in the Hang Seng index. Over the Nikkei, we can see that the Nikkei also has done almost a symmetrical rally, three-wave rally, but it fell short of my target at 32,600 to 32,850. We have a high just below this bracket of prices this morning at 32,570. So it may or may not get to the ideal target of 32,600 to 32,850. But again, if the market do come back down here, that means it is resuming its downtrend, and there's a good chance that it will retest this 31,231 more time. Okay. And in the dollar itself, the dollar has basically come off quite aggressively overnight. We can see that the high of 104.38, which was last traded last Friday, has not been challenged, and the market has turned back down. But then again, so far this is a three wave. Unless this market accelerates to the downside, there is a good chance that the market may be going back up again, although it has briefly breached the bottom of this rising channel here. So do watch out for that possibility that the market may not be, this rally may not be over yet. So do watch out. And if the market do come back down, it is still a good thing for me, because I'm still looking at to buy a 101.19 to 101.80 in the futures contracts here. And the target remains at 105.50 and 105.87. Okay, so do watch out for either of the two moves. Either the market started to rally from here beyond 104.38, or the market come back down to test the 101.20 to 101.80 levels before it goes back up to 105.50. Okay. Over in the euro dollars, we are also seeing a corresponding relief rally in the euro dollar. The high trader is 108.91, and this is also a three-wave bounce. So it does not tell us very much other than this is a technical rebound, and the market is always vulnerable to resume its downtrend from 112.75 towards the 106.16 to 107 even. Okay, and over in sterling, same thing. I do expect the market to continue to edge a little bit higher. I have an initial target at 126.74 to 127.05, and ideally the market, if there's going to be a rally, should be kept around this bracket of prices before it extend lower, before the 125.50. I have a target here at 121.75 to 123 even. Okay, and over in the Aussie appears to be still wanting to rebound. I think the market may actually rebound a little bit higher into my bracket of prices at 65 cents to 65 and 0.3 cents. Okay, so basically 0.65 even to 0.6535 is probably where it will be kept before the market go back down again. Okay, and I have a preliminary target somewhere below the October low, which is at 0.6035 and 0.62 even. Over in dollar yen seems to be coming off a little bit. So let's see whether this pull down overnight is going to be anything more than just a technical pullback. The high so far is 147.37, which is the highest we have seen this year. And if the market extend lower, that will be very interesting. But if the market holds and not take out this low here, which is a pivot low here, which let me see this low over here. Okay, if this low is not challenged or even taken out, that means to say that the upswing is still not over yet. We could still see escalating prices in dollar yen towards perhaps over the medium to long term at 155. Okay, so do watch out for the possibility that this rally in dollar yen is by no means over. Okay, so this pullback overnight is pretty interesting. It could be one of the two things. Either the market has already peaked at 147, which is unlikely, or the market is going to rally from here above 147.40 towards 155 over time. And dollar Canadian follows the dollar index down overnight. The high that we saw on last Friday at 136.40 remained unviolated. Prices is coming back down, and I do expect a bit of a rebound later on in the afternoon to 135.90 to 136.05 before the market comes down a little bit more. And if this is the case, I will be looking to buy at 133 to 133.70 levels. Over in energy, we can see crude oil prices remains very, very firm. Right now, there is a hurricane bearing towards the Florida, which is offshore. They have a lot of oil rigs, and all these oil rigs will be shut down at least until the hurricane is blows over. So basically that will mean a short-term supply shortage here, and this is supporting crude oil prices going forward. However, technically speaking, the $81.75 could be a barrier to higher prices. If the price cannot trade beyond the $81.75, it may actually come back down, ideally into the $76 and below prices. Okay, so I'm looking to buy, and this has always been the case with or without the hurricane that we are seeing overnight. Okay, and in the precious metals complex, we can see gold prices remains very, very firm, And that is obviously what we are seeing right now. We are seeing a three-wave rally, and the high so far is $1,938.12, and it's getting very, very close to my initial target of $1,942.5 to $1,951.50. So this is my initial target. There's obviously more upside if the market can take out the $1,946.90, and the next target will be $1,966.40. Depends on how the market reacts if and when it goes into 1,942 to 1,951. Okay, ideally the market pulls back for me to buy, but then again it may not pull back at all because the rally has been very, very firm. Okay, over in the silver, this is even more bullish than the gold market. The overnight high is $24.80. We probably may or may not see a pullback, but if it does, a good level to pick up some long position will be $23.50 to $23.80. I think the initial target will be for a challenge of $25.27. Over in Bitcoin, we have a bit of a move overnight. We can see that the market actually surged higher to just above the 28,000 levels on a piece of news. Now, over the last couple of months, we can see that there are many American players and brokers are trying to set up spot BTC ETF. Okay, and those has been sitting in the desk of the Security Exchange Commission, the SEC, and they have not approved any of those applications. And obviously some of them has made an appeal, and yesterday the Court of Appeals in the District of Columbia, Washington, actually ruled in favor of Grayscale, one of the major application for a spot BTC ETF. And the fact that they have said that the reason given by the SEC in not approving all these ETF is not reasonable because they have previously approved the Ethereum ETF. So why not the Bitcoin ETF? So I think this is going to be very, very crucial because there are at least 7 other applicants wanting to be granted a spot BTC ETF license. So the approval need to be done by next week. You know that. So this ruling that came overnight is going to be supportive of all digital assets, in particularly Bitcoin, because they are asking for spot BTC ETF. So we can see that the rally overnight is very, very sharp. And after a brief pullback, ideally the market can come back to 26,740 to 27,000. I think that will be a good base to pick up more position if you are not already long. You guys probably know that I'm really long within this bracket of prices, and this is just something that was unexpected. But basically, this is also in in line with the technical outlook. So I do see higher prices depending on how far the market pulls back. Then I can do another measurement, but tentatively I think the market is going to go beyond 29,000, perhaps into 29,500 to 30,000 levels. So this will be the immediate bracket of prices that may actually cause prices to actually be kept for now. Okay, so do watch out for further gains in the digital asset space. That's all I have for you for today. In the meantime, you take care. I'll come back to you tomorrow for another update. Bye-bye.